Filipinos are the grandfathers of city pop.
Stay with me. Laban-laban ang pag-ibig na pangarap.
So hear me out, because there's a lineage here that isn't talked about enough. Back at the end of the American occupation, our colonizers left us with a music scene of world-class musicians. Jazz band leaders from all around the world were coming to Manila to recruit musicians. And by the 1930s, Pinoy jazz bands were the most sought after in Shanghai. We were also in Vietnam teaching Vietnamese elites how to do music. Luis Borromeo was hailed as the king of Orientalized and classic jazz. Orientalized. Because they just couldn't give it to us without the... Anyway, that led to Filipinos performing jazz on ocean liners, and those ocean liners eventually landed in Osaka and Kobe. The local jazz practice was built around the performances of visiting Filipinos. Jazz music came from American jazz records, but jazz performance came mostly from Filipinos. And that was the story all around Asia, but in Japan specifically, they made dance halls where they performed jazz cafes or kisas where they played jazz for listening, and then the war made jazz illegal. But after the war, people started just jazzing again. The same people started jazzing again. They didn't die from like the war. So yeah, the Far East Network was broadcasting American jazz records to their military bases, and that's how a lot of people listen to jazz, because anybody could just tune in. But the jazz performance, the jazz playing, the embodied harmony, the groove, the jazzy of it all, that came from the same lineage that Filipinos brought back in the 20s and 30s. And that led to Tetsuya Yamashita and his fellow musicians, who were all growing up on this jazz listening, jazz playing culture, to form a group called Sugar Babe, who then dropped the album Songs, who then started city pop, basically. So it's not a complete exaggeration when I say that